Alright, we're going to do a bike check just for fun. See if we can do this in one take with no cuts. Up front we have Panaracer Pacenti tires on Velocity A23 rims with some heavy duty straight gauge spokes and a Sun 28 dynamo hub. And we have Honjo Simworks Turtle fenders, Paul Racer brakes, Nido Rivendell rack, Schmidt Edelux light. We have an FSA Duron headset, a Velo orange decalier mount, a Nido something or other thing, cable hanger. This is a crane bell that I drilled out myself on a Nido Rivendell stem. And we have Nido Rene Urs Randonnier bars with a nice upsweep here, and Bison leather bar tape from LEH, and IRD Drillium brake levers. I had TRP Drillium brake levers and I broke them after crashing. We have Diacomp / Rivendell friction shifters. Interestingly enough, when I bought these, they were branded online as just Diacomp ENE, but when they came, I saw that they had the silver branding there. Alright, and then bottle cage, Nido Type R, or Nido R, Sun XCD crankset. These kind of suck. You have to tighten up all 8 bolts after every like 200 miles or so. Right now we have Frank Brothers egg beaters. I switch these out kind of often. I'll either ride these or some Shimano Ultegra SPD SL pedals. Seat post is Grand Cru, Bill Orange Grand Cru, long setback. I have long femurs, Gilles Bertude saddle. I fucking hated this saddle for about the first 1,000 miles, but it's broken in really nicely since then. I have some knockoff no-con housing, another little Nido cable hanger, this gold chain I found on the ground, same fenders, blue lug light. This is a mount for a shifter lever if you have an old school dynamo that runs on the rear tire right here, and you can see right there, there's the mount for the dynamo. Sanyo used to make those. Then there's also, see if you can see it in there, that was like the sort of cable guide for that. We have another Panaracer Pacenti tire, Velocity A23 rim, Grand Bois rear hub. It's got, see that, red things on it to make it look like it's a maxi car, which is kind of funny. XTR rear derailleur with some sort of XT cassette. It's like 11 to 36, and up here we have 50-34, so I have a less than 1-to-1 bailout gear. I'm not sure what the skewers are. Another Paul racer brake. See if there's anything else. Just random red bar end and green bar end that says Campagnolo. The rear sort of, that's a reflector that just comes with the fenders. Oh, and the rear light is made by a brand called Kimura. It came with the bike. Sometimes it gets a little bit finicky. Sometimes I have to adjust it, like play with either the little cable that goes down here in between the front and rear derailleur cables, or fiddle with this cable right here. Sometimes like the connection gets bad, usually after rain or something, but for the most part it's been pretty good. Trying to think if there's anything else I didn't mention. Sun XCD front derailleur. I'm thinking about actually going, I have watched on eBay a Cambio Rhino front derailleur that's green. Nice little extra swag. The frame is Jamel Rebier. He's a builder out of France. He doesn't make frames anymore, as far as I'm aware of. It seems that he's moved on to sort of like importing carbon frames. He's big on carbon now, but as you can, I forget who he apprenticed with, but I think it's CEAN. I don't know how you would pronounce that, but they were real big on these fillet brazed bikes, and so these are really clean. Unfortunately, the paint is kind of chipping, but you can see how sort of clean they got with the fillets all over. So there's some, and then this up here and down here. I've had people ask me if this is Bondo before. The fillets are so sort of like well shaped and large, nice and fat. The only sort of real lug is at the bottom bracket cluster is lugged. You can focus on that. Kind of hard, but you get the idea. Seat post lug, or bottom bracket lug. That's it. You know, the paint's chipping off in a few places, but the frame is probably over 30 years old, but still in pretty good condition. I think I might have put like a tiny ding somewhere. There's no, or I don't know if there's dents on here. There might be, but I can't really feel them. This is pretty much my main bike that I ride all the time. It weighs 30.5 pounds with the bag on. So not the lightest, but not super heavy when you consider that includes the front bag, the rear bag, fenders, pump, 2 water bottles, etc. If I were to get a custom bike, I would copy this geometry. The only thing I would do is make the seat tube and head tube a little bit longer, so I wouldn't have as much stem and seat post sticking out, but everything else, like the head tube angle, seat tube angle, and the rake and offset of the fork, I would try to get close as possible. Maybe have some direct mount center pull brakes, but and like a custom front rack, but everything on this is pretty much perfect how I like it. Got these, made these little mud flaps go all the way, the front one goes all the way down to the ground, so lots of protection for my feet. The rear one, of course, is a little bit higher, but it's got a nice little smiley face I sewed on there. So, protection from the rain. I think that's it. Just as sort of an interjection here with the bars, the shape of them is really nice. I really enjoy it. The sort of upsweep and the flare, however, even though on the Rene Earth's website they advertise them as being lightweight, when I got them they were about twice as heavy as the bars that they replaced, which were some Trek Icon bars from the Trek Icon Sterling Series bars, and they had like beryllium. The bottom of the drops that came stock with them, probably one of the last sort of components from a major manufacturer like that to have holes in it, like handlebars. I mean, obviously people are still making brake levers that have beryllium, but yeah, they're decently heavy. If I really wanted to, I could definitely make this bike around like 25 pounds by replacing a bunch of shit with like carbon and taking off the fenders and all that sort of stuff, but I think the way I have it now, it rides pretty nicely, and this is what I'm planning on taking to PBP. The only difference is I'm probably gonna, by the time PBP comes around, I'm probably gonna need some new tires. So yeah, that's it.